Hello everyone and welcome back to Out of Mana. Today we're going to be looking at a project that I feel is incredibly undervalued at the moment, and that is Polar Nodes. You may have heard quite a lot of conflicting thoughts on Polar Nodes from the community over the last couple of weeks, and I just kind of want to set the record straight from what I think is happening. It's of my opinion that I think that Polar Nodes has received a huge amount of unnecessary bad press and FUD. But again, I am not affiliated with them in any way whatsoever. And as always, this video is for education and entertainment, hopefully, purposes only. In terms of transparency, I own 11 Polar Nodes that I've bought periodically throughout the last couple of weeks. So I am not heavily invested, but I do have some. Now, seeing as I haven't actually done a video on Polar Nodes, I figured I would probably give you guys a quick overview of the site and like the DApp. But it is worth noting that the DApp is being updated very, very soon. So a lot of issues that might be present will be rectified in due course. All right, let's get to it. So Polar Nodes is a fully decentralized autonomous node protocol on Avalanche. We will go over the autonomous part very shortly. All changes, spending of funds, investment of funds must be validated by the community. Investors buy nodes and receive lifetime revenue. With nodes, investors can choose all protocol evolutions. Polar DANO wants to become the first node protocol totally decentralized without any corruptible control entity. The income from treasury staking is fully distributed among the node holders through regular buybacks. Treasury is stacked on multiple protocols, and we have our own Avalanche validator node, which came out not too long ago. As with all node projects, it's very simple to jump on board. All you have to do is buy Polar, create a node, and sit back. So before we head over to the DApp, I just want to quickly look over a few key points in the manifesto that was released a few days ago. I'd highly recommend that you go and read the whole thing yourself, but I'm just gonna look over this specific section for now. So this part here is in reference to their fully decentralized plans and why they think that base level KYCs and audits don't equal a trustworthy product. And we have seen this time and time again over the last few weeks that being KYC doesn't equal much. And there's been so many fake doxed profiles for some projects. So, I mean, look at Universe Money. It's one of the biggest hype projects at the moment, and they are not doxed at all or audited. Polar DANO has stated from the beginning that these guarantees, reference to the KYC audits, etc., are purely marketing to create a false sense of security with hopes to obfuscate the issue. None of these guarantees fully protect the investors. The solution is simple: decentralization and transparency through code. A node DAO organization. Polar DANO wants to solve these problems by becoming the first DeFi protocol 100% decentralized, without any controlling entity that might be swayed or corrupted. We do not trust, we verify. The community verifies. It is the very essence of blockchain technology. Pretty empowering first couple of paragraphs, I'm not gonna lie. Our protocol will be completely open source. The Polar community is the protocol. We want all the decisions to be made by those who are investors in the protocol, not by a few members of management. All code will be open source. And that is true. They often post GitHub snippets or of the whole protocol as well on their Discord. The DApp will be put on the Git repository, the smart contracts verified through the Blockchain Explorer. The community will be built on top of a foundation created by trust and security. To solve security and trust issues, the decentralized organization will hold regular elections to choose the members representing the protocol. There will be many protocol representatives. The responsibility of the representatives will be to execute decisions that were previously made by the original leadership team. Decentralization must be absolute. All the wallets of the project will be in the hands of the community. All protocols and DApp updates will be made and authorized by members. All treasury transactions will be approved by the community and vested by community members using multi-sig technology. So for those who don't know what multi-sig is, it's basically a solution where multiple people need to accept a transaction for it to go through. Every node owner will be able to vote. Each node will have the same weight. The funds shall be secured by 150 multi-sig wallets held by members elected by the community every 4 months. Transactions will have to be validated by at least 50 members of this elected council. Now that's pretty big. Firstly is that all wallets, all nodes are treated the same, which is a lot different to other protocols in that, the whale wallets have more voting power because they've invested more. But just like an actual election, every single vote is treated equal. Finally, the only audit will be transparency and validation. Everything will be public. Everything will be developed by the community and for the interests of the community itself. We offer something better than the empty promises of audits and marketing. We offer true decentralization and verification on the blockchain. Decentralization does not require a third party. We were born for decentralization. Everyone reading this is part of the decentralization. We are the result of decades of fighting against those who are trying to take our privacy away. Okay, I think it's time to look at the DApp now. So this is the original DApp. It is outdated. There will be a new and improved one coming out soon, along with some pretty significant node changes as well. So if we go onto the nodes, we can see that I have 11 nodes. They generate 0.99 Polar a day, and you can claim every 4 hours. Now, a couple of points to mention here. You can only create one node at a time, but that is being changed very, very soon. There's only one type of node, which is 55 Polar, but that is being changed very, very soon as well. So there will be a node tier system similar to Thor, etc., like all of those other bigger projects at the moment. There will also be a monthly fee being implemented, again, to help sustainability. And I believe that they're bringing in a system where you can compound your rewards into a new node without having to claim and create a new one. So to buy Polar, very simple. Go to the DApp, click the buy button. It will take you to TJ, where you can swap your hard-earned AVAX for Polar, where you'll be able to stake your Polar as well as stake Polar AVAX LP. The tokens earned from that will be coming from lottery funds and claim tax. Then we have bonds, resale, obviously that is concluded, and governance and docs, which I highly recommend you check out by yourself and fully digest everything that is written down. I'm also pretty sure that in the next day or two, all the documentations are being completely updated. So if you check it out on the day that this video went out, I would revisit it in a couple of days or join the Discord and wait for updates from there to see the new changes. Okay, so I think it's time we have a look at this chart. Now, big hype in the first few days. And then obviously you get the correction, which happens on every chart. There's no chart in the world that I think goes up forever. Now, around this period here is when a ridiculous amount of FUD came out. So someone found that there was mention of ring in the code, and that sort of blew up. And there are a few really bad clickbaity videos and Twitter threads saying that, these guys are from ring, but almost every single protocol took code from ring. Like, that's widely known. Well, I thought it was widely known. And then the FUD continued to escalate kind of in this period, even though the Polar team were pumping out update after update and, addressing all of the issues that people were raising. And then down here around this point is when they started to announce some of the bigger projects that they have coming up, as well as the validator node and the new DANO system. And then it's slowly climbing up ever since. And this is one of the reasons why I think this is the most undervalued project in this kind of node space, is that soon enough, it's going to have more functionality than all of the other node projects. And I think if they pull this off correctly, then we could see some pretty significant pumps. Oh, and it's also worth noting that they originally based their coding from the Thor model, but it has been completely rewritten. So it's not even classed as a fork. So again, I'm not telling you to invest. I'm not telling you not to invest. I'm just trying to get as much factual information, again, from the information that is literally presented to us, not by hearsay or allegations, so that you can make your own decision. But I am hopeful that this project at least 3x's in the next few days. I would be very surprised. I'd be very surprised if it didn't, in all honesty. I mean, even as we're talking, we've seen a few $1,000 buys and very small sells, and the sells are part of the node creation, I believe, and that is getting addressed in the new contract as well to stop the sell pressure. So there's quite a lot of information just to put into one video, so I've not really deep dived into everything. I've tried to, off the top of my head, because I don't have notes, I'm trying to give like as best of an overview as I can on what's happened over the last few days, because I feel like a lot of people have just completely forgotten about Polar. But my plan is, over the next few weeks, I will be making more in-depth videos on their significant updates, so you can follow along if you aren't already invested in Polar. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please consider joining the Polar Discord and @ing me in there. I am not anything special. I am just a regular member like the majority of people, but always happy to chat. Yeah, that's it from me. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.